Can you guys hear me with this microphone? There's one of my microphones I think that doesn't work right and the other one that does, and I need to label which one's which. So if you tell me that it doesn't, this one's not working, then I will switch to the other one and mark which one is the good one. I should just throw one away, shouldn't I, if it doesn't work? It's a double. It's a 2 set. Mute. Welcome. Excited you're here with me on this beautiful Sunday. It's not a beautiful Sunday. It's pouring rain. Oh, good. You guys can hear me good. Okay. Yeah, it is dumping rain here today and has been for like 2 days. Well, yesterday afternoon it was okay, morning and afternoon, and then last night, and now I'm getting hot, so I'm taking my sweater off. Last night it started dumping rain and hasn't stopped, and the day before yesterday it dumped rain. We got 2 inches in one day. Yes, Holly, I am also in Northern California. Where are you in Northern California? Because Northern California is a big area. I'm about 45 miles east of Sacramento. Okay. Oh my God. I'm in the foothills too, Holly. Literally, we're 20 minutes from each other. I'm in Plymouth. Yeah, super close. Okay, so we're going to make Christmas cards using Honeybee Stamp's newest release today. We've already shown it off, right? We've already talked about it. I've already shown it to you guys, but I really didn't get to do very much. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a few technique typey things. Sorry about the squiggling around there. And then I'm also going to get my list out of the way. And I'm going to, I don't know that we're going to finish any cards. So I want to say that up front. I think what we might do is we might just make a bunch of different elements and then do another live next week and finish the cards. How do people feel about that? What do we think? Like maybe we could do some backgrounds and some pieces and some different things, and then next week finish them. Because what I feel like what happens is if I try to just make one card start to finish, I think I'm a slow crafter. I think this is what I've discovered. I'm a slow crafter. So I never cease to be amazed by the old Jennifer McGuire, who seems to be able to make 42 different cards in a 2-hour live event. She has mastered some kind of magic or art that I can't do. So I wanted to try to show more things. So, okay, getting into it. I want to show you some of the new stuff I got from Honeybee. These are things I purchased because I don't know if you guys have heard, Avery L, which is who I use. Okay, so let me show you. Let me grab one of them so you know what I'm talking about. Dun, dun, dun. That is not one. Yeah, my organization situation is chaos. It's awful. I don't like it. Okay, so this is how I have been storing my stamps. This one is Nailed It from Honeybee, really cute one. And the dies are in the back, stamps in the front. Okay, this is how I've been storing them. And these are Avery L pockets. Avery L is out of business or going out of business. So you cannot find the pockets anymore. I have some left, but I don't have this size. I either have the really big ones or the really small ones, but I don't have this size, and I need this size. So I was like, okay, it's time to start exploring other options for storage for my stamps and dies. And you might be saying, why not just keep them in their original packaging, right? And I've thought of that and I've considered that, but let me show you why. So this would be the original packaging. We're going to use this stamp set today because I've been dying to color these and they're so adorable. So I used some washi tape to tape these together. But here's why I don't want to keep them in their original packaging. I have to get these out, I have to pull this open. I have to pop, see it's stuck because these are taped. So I have to do this. And then you have to slide this whole thing out. And this is just like flimsy cello paper. This is not like, there's no sturdy to this. So these rip. And then once these get popped off here, they never go back on the same ever. So like, it's just, you know, do you see what I'm saying? The problem. Yes, Holly puts all hers on magnet sheets. So I did that for a while. However, the ones I was using were really thick and heavy, and I was using them from Stamp and Storage, which I really like. So these are my Stamp and Storage. Okay, this is Stamp and Storage, nice and thick, nice, heavy, thick, great for storing your dies. But the problem is I want to be able to store my stamp set and my die together. I don't want to separate them. So if it's a coordinating set. So I don't want these dies stored on a separate sheet and so it's a whole thing. And these are problems that happen in my brain and probably not very many other people's brains. So let me show you what I got. I haven't even opened these, so I don't even know what they're like, but check it out. I ordered Honeybee's pack of 10 heavy duty storage envelopes. So if we open these, let's see what these are like. I ordered a lot of them, so I'm hoping we can just make the slow switch to this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this opens up and out comes this much lighter magnet sheet. So that's lovely. The question then becomes, how do I store the stamp? Will the stamp fit in there? It will. This may have answered all my questions. So, all my burning desires. Let's try and see what happens. Let's try it out. So these are the large storage, 6 3/4 by 9.5. So we're going to first apply our dies. Which is working fantastic. Right? Okay. And then this little feller. I'm sure I could get them all to fit on here perfectly if I messed with it for a minute. But I'm really wanting to see if I can get everything into. Then the question is, when I store them, I probably want this side facing me and label it here versus labeling it on the back. To me, this is the back. This is the front. Okay? That's just my brain and how it works. So let's see if these will fit, because this is a little bit of a tight, and this is red rubber, so this is going to be thicker than, I don't know if this is going to work. Nope, I don't think it's going to. Oh, actually, it's a snug fit because it tapers down here at the end, but it works. Look, I can do it. Perfect. That's perfect. Look at that. Yay, it works. And this, my photopolymer stamps are going to be thinner than this. So let me grab one as an example. Oh, there's a lot. So this is a little guy, so we don't need this giant one, right? So I'm gonna set this aside. And so I also got these large storage that are just sleeves, no magnet. No magnet. So there's something there too, okay? Those are large. Here's another pack of large, because I'm like, I have so many sets that need to be stored at this point. So these are the slimline storage. So these are for skinnier sets. Then I got, because I was out of, okay, so then I bought this. This pops open on the bottom. Okay. And this is for my paper pack. Gotta love that. Okay. And I've got my little, I'm going to put this right in front. And I got another freebie. So this is a freebie. You get these with $100 order or more. And it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's a card front done and super cute. So I'm going to slip this in here. And now I've got my little paper pack done, stored. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to put this with this because sweet season mugs. So I need to label it with that. So we're going to just set that. We're just going to leave that right there. Okay, this is garbage. This is garbage. Okay, so I got a couple more of the paper holders. Here is, okay, this is heavy duty storage envelopes. And then I got some square medium storage and then some square. So it looks like what I didn't get is magnetic ones this size. So let's see. I think these will fit my, yeah, these are for this. So this is the front. So what I need to get, that slips in no problem. So what I need to purchase is some of these size with the magnet. Apparently I did not do that. Why, I don't know. So I can just trim this down for now and slide it in here. That will work fine. Let me do that. But I am going to order the magnetic situation. Yes, I am. Let's see. We can then just slide this in. Okay. And then there you go. So if you don't want the magnetic, okay. So let's talk about this. These are less expensive than the one with the magnet inside, obviously. So if you don't want the magnet inside, you can just get these and do what I just did. Just trim down your paper and slide it in. Fits great. Okay, so there's that. Those are the things we had to talk about before we could start crafting. And then I got square ones also, because Honeybee makes square stamps too. So or stamp sets. And then I also got this Velcro crafting thin dots because I needed little Velcros. I have big Velcros, but I didn't have any little Velcros. So I grabbed those because I thought they could come in handy. They won't fit. I tried, Miss Deborah. They won't fit in the expanded envelope. Okay. Also, look what I got. A freaking refill. How long have I been talking about this? Here's what I'm bummed about, is it just has the normal spout instead of like the skinny tip. I was really hoping for, I need a bottle with the skinny tip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, maybe. Yep, there it is. Okay, we're going to take this off. And then I'm going to rock this off. Put this on here like so. This bottle is running out of glue. So I'm going to toss it because there's barely any left. And I've got a fresh bottle of Nuvo glue. Oh my God. Is it, what's the haps here? Is this bottle different? What is happening? Oh, I just have to push harder. Okay. So there's that. All right. Now, let's get to crafting, shall we? Enough about all these other things. So this guy can just come right out, comes out beautifully, set that aside. And which one do we want to color? Do we have a preference? Do we want to color two? Remember, coloring takes a long time when you're not speeding it up. So I feel like we should maybe just try to tackle coloring one. But I'm going to let you guys pick. Let me do a poll. I've got my coffee here that I'm enjoying. Okay, poll has started. Also, I just feel really like in the Christmas spirit, and I really want to do a giveaway today. So we'll do a giveaway at the end. I'm going to throw together a nice big package for somebody. That's a reindeer. So there's a reindeer, a Santa, a gingerbread, and a snowman. Oh, my coffee is, this is decaf because I'm having a lot of anxious feelings today. So I chose decaf instead of caffeinated. Also, sometimes when I drink caffeinated, it makes my heart race. So I try not to drink caffeine. And then it is, I just put a splash of Chobani vanilla creamer in it. That's it. Isn't this so freaking cute, Kelly? I know. Okay, let me see how you guys' poll. Oop, the gingerbread is winning. The gingerbread is winning by like a landslide. I am shocked. I am shook. I really thought the reindeer or the snowman would win. How interesting. 17 of you voted. How many people do we have here? Are we actually having people? Oh, look at that. 24. Okay, so I think we'll go with the gingerbread. We'll start with him. And if we end up with more, doing more, great. Okay, so we'll start with him. Let me get some cardstock. Need white cardstock. and my Misty. Okay. I think it was Ray. Oh, if it wasn't Ray, I'm going to feel really bad. But I think it was my friend Ray who sent me this tabby thing. I don't know where these come from. I think maybe Tailored Expressions. If you have a Misty, I highly recommend grabbing. So I was using washi tape at one time, but it just doesn't work. These are freaking fantastic. I need more actually because I have lots of magnets. All right, so we removed the little black foam pad, right? Because we're going to make things happen here. We're going to use, by the way, today's video is sponsored by Honeybee Stamps. So today's live is, so everybody can say thank you, Honeybee. Today's video is sponsored by them. Love you, Honeybee. They are hands down one of the best companies there is. I really struggle with like imposter syndrome and not feeling good enough with my card making. I don't know. It's a thing. It's been a thing. I have a thing. That's all I can say. You know what? Since I already have him in here, I think I'm going to stamp him a few more times because wouldn't it be nice if I sat on my couch in the evening and colored? Wouldn't that be fun? Will it happen? Probably not. But we're going to just stamp him a couple more times just in case. So, anyway, I feel like Honeybee was this dream thing. I don't do most of you probably know how I come to be a Honeybee designer. It was because of my friend Kelly. She kind of, suggested me and they picked me up, and then I went to their retreat in March and I fell in love with them. And they're really, really, really good people. And I'm just a huge fan of companies who are kind and do good and try hard and work hard. And the owner, Melissa, like super hard worker, just amazing. And so kind and so sweet. And I have had to change the way I do stuff with them because with working my new job, I could no longer do pre-recorded videos. And we've talked about this before a few times, but I'm just going to lay it out there so that every single time you're watching one of my friends' videos, any card maker video, if it's pre-recorded and it is voiceovered, you really need to know this. It probably took them 7 hours to do that. From the time you design the card, make the card, video the card, edit the video, voice over the video, get all your little YouTube thumbnails, your photos, all the things. When somebody produces a card video for a company that is pre-recorded, that is taking that person upwards of 6 to 8 hours, depending. And so that's a full day's work for one video. Okay. And I don't think people understand that. I don't think they have any concept, right? If you don't do something, then how would you know? And I'm not throwing shade. Like, I'm not saying like, well, you should know this. What I'm just telling you is when you watch a video on somebody's YouTube and it's this beautifully curated voiceover video with all these edits, it took that person hours to do that. I think I'm gonna zoom in a little. So when you shop with our links, which are like my links are below my video. If you see anything you want to get here today, there's a link below the video to Honeybee. So when you do things like when you shop with I'm picking out colors right now, just so you know. When you shop with our links, that is kind of your way of saying like, hey, love ya, see ya, I'm glad you're doing this. And this also lets the companies know that you saw, like if you shop with my link, it lets Honeybee know that you saw the card on, you saw these ideas or you saw this product um on my YouTube. Does that make sense? So that's how that works. And yeah. So anyway, I digress. I could go on and on about Honeybee and how amazing they are and how I've had to change. All this was to say, you guys know I get distracted easy. All this was to say that um, I have had to change the way I work with Honeybee because I have a job outside of the home now. And I just do not have the time to do the pre-recorded thing. And they have been incredible, like so accommodating, so like absolutely do what works for you. And so that's why we do Honeybee Lives on my channel now instead of pre-recorded. And the other thing is, I think, I could be wrong, but I think that all of you would rather do a live. Am I wrong? I mean, I know some really like the pre-recorded. I'm not saying that you don't like them. What I'm saying is, um, I think that I know for myself, I love live videos because we get to interact, we get to talk, visit, hang out, especially like on a Sunday when you're just chilling at home or whatever. It's fun. It's kind of like hanging out with girlfriends, you know? And I needed that today. So we're using E39, 37, 35, and 33. Aw, thank you, Renee. So let me tell you about my friend Renee, who's here. Renee is um, the sweetest soul. Like, Renee is one of those people that when you're around her, and we've actually never physically met in person, so I should say that, but I've known Renee for many years now, and she's the kind, and we've been on like Zooms together and lives. Like, I feel like if I saw her in person, it would just feel like being with a friend. So, um, she is a virtual friend basically, and I feel like she is one of those people when you're around her, she feels, this is how I feel about her. She feels peaceful. She feels like a person that is connected with God, that's very peaceful and just has a glow about her. She feels, you know what she feels like? She feels like a gingerbread cookie and a warm hug. That's it. That's it. She feels like a gingerbread cookie and a warm hug. So, you know, that's Renee. And she is one of my biggest cheerleaders. She has always supported me in all of my crazy endeavors. Um, yeah, Renee said since 2016 we've been connected. And she's always been supportive of my business and all the things I've done. She was on my Stampin' Up team at one time. Like, she's just, I don't know, she's a gal pal. You know what I mean? She's just a gal pal. Okay, so I don't know. If this is the best color choice for this gingerbread, but we're going with it. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it. We're Copiking the crap out of this little feller. See where it goes. See where it takes us. I'm going to bet you he's going to be cute. Aw, so sweet. Renee's little girl, her daughter sent me a thank you card because I showed it to you guys I think on our last video. I donated a little something. It was not very much. I wish I could have given more, but I donated something to her kiddo for her swim stuff, right, Renee? School swim. Also, I have a thing happening at work. So we are doing an angel tree. Have you ever heard of angel tree? I'm in charge of it now for our whole county, me and my coworker. How in the hell? How do I get myself into these things? So basically, angel tree is you put up a tree in local businesses and you cover it with angels that have information on it about kiddos that have needs for Christmas. Like, maybe they're not going to have a very good Christmas from Santa Claus because Santa can't like make it all the way to their house or something, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so then we just come in as kind of like the happy helpers for Santa because Santa is also in an economic crisis. So we kind of just help Santa out. And so what we do is you can purchase some of these goodies. If you're local to us, you would go into one of our stores, pick an angel, buy the items, return them unwrapped, and then that specific kid will end up with those goodies. Okay. Well, I had this idea. I was like, what if we do an Amazon wish list to make it easier for people so that it's not just like, locals here around. So if you're interested, only if you're interested, I'm going to do it right now while I'm thinking about it and talking about it, while you admire my out of the lines coloring of my gingerbread man. I am going to go on and grab the link from my email and I'm going to post it in the description below. And if you are a person who's like, yeah, I'm not really like doing anything in my own community and this would be a fun thing to do, you can go on there and you can shop on Amazon and the items will get shipped directly to me. Not at my house, at my office. And that would be super helpful. I'm just saying, super helpful. So here's the angel tree link. Okay, that's the Amazon wish list angel tree link. It's in the comments. And then I'll also add it here in my description. Okay, now it's in both places. So let's go back to crafting. So, if you have something, one or two, you could totally participate. All right, so we've got a bow up here. And we've got, what are those? Just maybe like, what is that? Oh, it's a holly berry. It looked like a bow. Okay, it's a holly berry. Sorry, my eyeballs are special. All right, so now I need to find, what colors am I going to use for green? Let me look at my green combos. That's not a lot of real estate for the green. So I'm just going to do 2 colors and call it a day. We'll do, yeah, G3 and G7. Let's see if we can make those work. So G07 is my darker. I'm going to go down here at the bottom. These are teeny, they're pretty teeny tiny, not a lot of real estate, so I'm not stressing too much. Okay. And then G03. Look at that. Perfect. And then, of course, my go-to red combo, which I'm obsessed with, which I learned from my friend Kelly Taylor. R32, R29. Okay. So I'm going to go R59 for my darkest. R29, thank you, Susan. R35. Does one really need to use 4 color combos in a little tiny berry? No. No, one does not. But look how cute those berries are. Come on. Oh, wow. Looks like a lot of your guys' churches do angel trees. That's amazing. Awesome. Okay. This is whipped cream. This is the rim of the cup. I think for the rim of the cup, I just missed coloring that. So I'm going to come in and do my shading on that part also. My ink blending. Okay. All right. And so for the last, so these are cinnamon sticks. I want these to be a little more of a red brown. So I'm going to have to think on those for a second on what color to use. This I want to be, oh, I need to hold 1 second. Okay. What am I doing? Cinnamon sticks I'm thinking about. We're going to use C1 and C3 to color our whipped cream. And you're like, oh my God. Okay, so every time I watch my buddy Kelly color whipped cream, I'm like, anything white and they put a bunch of gray, I'm always like, oh my God. But it looks so good because you have to have shadows. So the question is, where do you put the shadow? Okay, this is always a struggle. The illustrator for this one, for example, has already shown you where to put the shadow. All of these little marks is where the whipped cream is laying on top of each other. So like, look, if you look at my hand right here and I go like this, did you see how my hand just got darker and lighter? See how my hand gets darker? Can you see that? There's a shadow there, right? So if you don't include a shadow, it just, look at the difference. Like if you just cover this part, do you see the difference? You may not be able to on video, but it really makes a huge difference to have that little bit of a shadow. So Kelly's way braver than I am, and she'll go in with really dark grays and blend them out. I can't do that because it disrupts my nervous system. Like I literally cannot handle it, people. So I do a C3 and a C1 and I add some shadow and I feel really good about it. And I just don't compare myself to Kelly because you can't, right? All of my little sprinkles, I'm going to make green because my little lines and bow, I'm going to make red. So I'm barely touching the tip of my marker. to the paper because I really don't want to make these messy. I want my sprinkles to stay where they are. Now you could make chocolate sprinkles, which is probably what I would prefer on my hot cocoa, but I just thought a little more green to tie into those leaves would be pretty. For our bows, I'm not going to be insane. They're so thin. I feel like shading is going to be a mistake and I'm going to end up with red crap everywhere. So I don't want that. So I'm going to use my R29, which is one of my midtones. And I'm just going in and I'm going all the way along the line and I'm not even going to shade. And now I'm feeling like I have to shade the bow because I can't help myself. So we're going to go dark here and here, right at the start of the bow. And then we're going to hit it with the R29. Blend it out. And then we're going to go in with R35. All right, so I have drawers. Is that how you say that word? Drawer. I feel like I'm not saying it right. Full of products that are unopened, several unopened. And I'm going to go through them and I'm going to do a giveaway before we end here today because why not, you know? And I've got a little bit of white I see on the edge here of some of these. This bow, that's bugging me. So I'm just going to fill that in. Okay. Now let's do these cinnamon sticks. I totally could probably do them in the same color as I did the gingerbread, but in my heart, it is calling for like a reddish tone. So I'm going to try something and I'm going to show you how you try something when you're using Copics because you can't just be trying things. Okay. You got to kind of know the system. So this is an R89, E09, and E07. And I'm going to try this and see what it looks like together before I make commitments. And then we've got E09. See that? Because, see that? Now I've got a little bit of red and I've got the brown. Because they both end in 9, they work together. They blend together. And then we've got an E07. How are we feeling? Is that a cinnamon stick color? Why am I feeling like a cinnamon stick color is a struggle for me right now? Let's look. I'm Googling in case you're wondering what's happening. Cinnamon stick images. No. They're more the color of my gingerbread man. I could color glaze. I totally could color glaze. Should I just use the colors for my gingerbread man and call it good? Well, these are kind of more what I was going for. These ones right here. See how they're kind of like, they got more of the reddish tone. The stamp is so cute, isn't it? Okay. I'm worried that this color combo is beautiful, but is going to clash against my gingerbread. Oh, okay. Burnt orange. I like where we're going with this. We've got like a YR? Are we thinking like this? I've got the EO8 also. This is more yellow. Yellow red. Yeah, that's not the right color. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to color the cinnamon sticks. We're going to try the color glazing thing. I'm really nervous about this. So I'm going to go over, you know what? I'm going to go over the whole thing with this E07. Okay. And then this might have been a mistake, but we're going to find out. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with E09. And I'm going to hope it kind of pushes that redness back a little bit. And then E07. I think we went in the right direction. How do we feel about those? And then E35. Well, it is what it is. They are what they are, right? We did it. So we did something. I'm not sure I'm thrilled with it, but we did something there. Okay, so now let's die cut this little Sir George Bob. Wouldn't these be cute Christmas tags if you put them on something else? Yeah, the ideas are flowing. I am so happy that I did this with you guys today because I really was struggling to make myself do this, not because I don't love you, but because I've had a lot of anxious feelings today. And sometimes when I get in that space, it's really hard for me to do things. It just, I don't know. My brain just loves to terrorize me. Please tell me I'm not the only person that gets terrorized by their own brain. Okay, so we're gonna put these away really quick because Wendy can't have a messy desk. It really is too hard for me to function in a messy desk situation. All right, and I'm gonna put this guy. I'm trying to decide what we want to do with him. So we're gonna set him aside and we're gonna do something else. Because remember I said we might just make a whole bunch of fun things today without any real finished product. That's totally possible. This is cute. Ooh, you know what? I really want to use this. I've been dying to use this. So let's make a background. I have ideas. I'm glad that somebody else's brain terrorizes them and I'm not alone. I think that my brain thinks it's helping me. I mean, I know that's what's happening. It's like, let's keep you safe, but you're not keeping me safe, sir, ma'am, brain. You're not. You're just irritating me with being over the top. Okay, let's stamp with this. I don't think there's a die that cuts this out or anything. What am I doing? What am I actually doing right now? Oh my God. I meant to grab my Misty. Okay. I have ideas. So idea number one, let's do a couple techniques. Idea number one that came to my mind is emboss resist. Okay, what's happening? All right. Is there a die for this? Hold on, let me look. I don't think there is because I think I would have taped it to... No, there's no die for this. Okay. Let me get paper. We're going to start with some white cardstock. Because we're going to do some ink blending because you know that's one of my favorite. Aw, Ray, my buddy Ray. She loves this set but didn't buy it because she has too many things she hasn't opened and touched. We all know the feeling, sister. We all know the feeling. Why do you think I'm doing this today? Because I've been dying to use some of my stamps. Okay. Let's see. So the issue... We're going to center this up. I don't know that we'll keep this piece of cardstock this size. We may make it smaller, but for now we're doing it. Okay, so I'm going to add my sticky mat into my Misty, and then I'm going to add my magnet over here because what I don't want to have happen, I don't want this to shift because I'm going to probably have to stamp it more than once, possibly. I don't know. Now, it has been 42,005,000 years since I heat embossed. Why, I don't know. Let me find all my embossing tool crap. I moved a bunch of stuff around again because I'm a lunatic. Okay, so we're going to do a few here. So I'm going to touch this with my embossing powder tool. And I'm going to use Honeybee's Brilliant White ink. You're like, why are we putting white on? Why, Wendy? But you're going to see. You're going to see why. Okay. I'm going to do this. And then we're just going to trust the Heavenly Father above. Well... Okay. Because we can't see it. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to grab my white embossing powder. You know, one of the reasons I don't like using embossing powder? I love embossing, the technique itself. But I think I have like a sensory issue with the way that the embossing powder feels. I really don't like how it's like grainy and gritty. Ugh. Bugs me. Okay. And then it gets on your desk. Ugh, like it's on here now. Ugh, I hate it. Ugh. But I love embossing, so it makes it worth it. All right, now I got to turn on my heat tool. I got to warm my heat tool up for a second so it's nice and hot. What's a dry sheet? Use a dry sheet for your desk. What's a dry sheet? I actually love going to the beach. That's funny. Oh, dryer sheet. Is that a thing? It takes away the embossing powder? Yeah, Renelle, I like going to the beach, but when I'm done with the beach, you're right. I don't like the sand and grit in my shoes and clothes, and it irritates me. I leave the beach and I take a shower. This is pretty difficult to see. So I'm having to, ouch, hot, kind of just turn this in the light. To make sure it's setting. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. I don't know. I definitely missed some spots with the ink. That's okay, because I think when we make this an actual finished card. Oh, I used the Be Creative Brilliant White pigment ink. Stamped in white on white. And now we're going to ink blend. Okay. That is so weird that emboss. So we don't have dryer sheets. We use wool balls. This will work though. But I guess I could buy some just for out here. Okay. I think we're also going to do one maybe in gold or something. I don't know yet. Let's see. Did I get that? Oh, damn it, Janet. I didn't get that heat set. Shoot. Hold on, guys. Okay. Ah, look what I just did. Oh, this is going to be a mess. We're going to have to make this like a Tim Holtz grungy situation because that's the only way this card's going to work now. Oh my gosh. Trying not to unravel. Trying not to unravel. Everybody stay calm. Okay. All right. We're going to ink blend. What color should we use? You know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use... What should I use? Let's do blue. No. Let's do greens. I could do like Twisted Citron, Mowed Lawn, Rustic Wilderness. I've never used Bundled Sage. I don't think. Let's see. You know what? If we do blues, okay. We're doing blues. Sorry. because blue looks good with red and green. And so I could then do something with some, yeah, I have ideas. Let's do blues. So we'll use Chip Sapphire, Salty Ocean. Do these go together? And Tumbled Glass. I am totally channeling my inner Tim Holtz, which is very small. Because that's not like my jam. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a grunge girl, but we're going to see what we could come up with this little backgroundy situation. Look how pretty as it comes to life. Gosh, that's pretty. Okay, so there's that color. And then let's do some Salty Ocean. This is the problem. I need like 42 more ink blenders. It's going to look better. I promise. Just stick with me. I know right now you're having a panic attack because I am. What is this madness? Okay. 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 I don't love that. Okay. It's okay. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. Okay. And then we're going to go back to the chipped sapphire. I think chipped sapphire is one of the prettiest blue colors. It's just gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to do this. Oh, I kind of love it. I kind of love that it's like broken and messy and seems kind of like me. Okay, let's see. So there's that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. All right, let's put these aside. Okay, and then we're gonna pop this off. I have ideas. I think we might have to make this card because I'm feeling really like inspired and intrigued by this. So I think, sorry, I have to clip my brushes back together here. I think I might have to do some things. We're doing some things. Ooh, it's gonna happen. Okay. What if we need some splatters, don't we? We need some splatters. Aw, thanks, Renee. Ooh, thanks. Hey, Tracy. Oh, you guys love it. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, let's do some splattering. What do I have over here? Ooh, let's use fun stuff. Ooh, I have this like, ooh, look at, I have this stencil butter. I've got perfect pearls. I have a bunch of wow embossing powder. What do I want to use? I've got my Copic Opaque White for splatters that could work. I also have wax melts from Honeybee. OMG. Are we going to wax melt? Are we going to wax melt right now? I think we're going to wax melt. I think we're going to wax melt. We're also going to probably use this splatter. Okay, let's ditch this thing. Let's grab some wax melts. I feel like we need a plan because I'm getting a little unhinged. So I'm going in a lot of directions. So I feel like we need some sort of something happening. Do we need something happening? Okay. Everybody take a breath. What's Wendy going to do? This is like a game show. Okay. I have all this fun stuff that I never use, and I'm going to use it because I need to. Look at this. Look at this fun stuff. We have this. We have this little candle. Do I have matches? Nope. They're in the house. Wendy's really getting into some stuff. I've got this little fella, which I've made an absolute disastrous mess of. I don't know why I have this problem. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. We need to do a wax melt. And then we have, look what we have. We have these already die cut and prepped because I did not do this on purpose, but here it is. How freaking beautiful. Okay, this is from Honeybee. This is the bow and bow. I'm having the time of my life right now, if you can't tell. If you are like, this lady's a crackhead, you're right. Okay. What if we did this? What if we put like a wax melt right there in the middle of it? Is that weird if we did that? What if we had like this whole big thing of greenery coming down, and then we had I cannot be stopped. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. And then we put like a wax melt right there. Is that going to be weird? Is it going to be too big? Well, we can make it. Okay, here's what we'll do. Everybody just, let's calm down. We can make the wax melt and we can see how it looks. If we don't like it, we don't have to do it, but let's make it. So I'm going to have you talk amongst yourselves, if you know that reference, while I run in the house and get matches. I'm going to leave this on right here. I'll be right back. I have to go to get matches because I have to light the candle. I'll be right back. Come on. It's icky, girls. Just stay in here. Mommy's coming right back. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I ran, and I'm just going to tell you, we're mostly girls here, right? And we're just going to have a full disclosure moment. I'm in pajamas, and when I'm in pajamas, it goes against my religious beliefs to also have a bra on. So I I am braless in pajamas, and I started to run to my house to get the matches. And can you imagine? I quickly was reminded I'm not 25. Okay. Okay. What am I doing? What's even happening with my life? I am opening. So this is from Honeybee. Let's talk about this. This is from Honeybee. This is from Honeybee. This is from Honeybee. They have wax melts. So we have a reindeer. And we need, and I'm sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I'm 44. I'm out of shape. Let's see. We've got a lot of options on the wax melts. We really don't. We have two. That'll work. Okay, we've got Make It Merry and Holiday Wishes. If any neighbor of mine just witnessed what happened with me running, I feel like I owe them an apology. We're going to light our candle, maybe. Come on. How fun is this? How fun is this when we just play and do fun things? Okay. Let me set my match over here. Don't want to throw it in the paper pile, certainly. Okay, so this is getting hot, although I don't think I want it to be like scorching hot. So I'm going to leave it off for a minute. See, this is how because I rested it and then it ended up getting this all icky. And now I want a new one of these because it bothers me that this is dirty. I don't like it. And because anybody tell me how I could clean this off? It's soot, basically, from the back of my wax melty thing. Anyway, so I have wax melts. I've got the Holiday Wishes, which are kind of shimmery. And then I've got Make It Merry, which are like solid, not shimmery, and your basics. I feel like we should do a pink or a gold wax melt. If we do a gold wax melt, I also feel like we need gold splatters. Renee, you've never done this? Oh my God, it's addicting. I'm just going to tell you. So it is so much fun. So I think 3 wax melts is what gets the job done. And the key is, yep, that's the right lid. Let's do gold. Go for gold, Tracy said. So we're going to set it here and we're going to watch this wax melt. And it's so satisfying to watch. It really, really is. So we're going to ditch the Copic splatter and we are going to go grab what are we going to grab? I have gold perfect pearls that I can do gold splatter with. Okay, we're just waiting for these bad boys they're starting to melt. So they're going to get really liquidy, melt. We're going to pour it into a well, and then we're going to push you actually don't have to pour it into the well, but I'm going to. You could pour it here. Then I'm going to push this down on top and then just leave it there. And you have to leave it until it gets cool. If you try to pull it up like right away, it's going to just make your wax a big puddly, crappy mess. So you don't want to do that. See it melting? Why is it so satisfying? It is so satisfying. Sorry, I'm so sniffly. Hold on, I'm going to mute you so I can take care of this. Oops, wait. Okay, that's better. I'm so over here sounding like my grandpa snorting and stuff when he back in the day. Oh, I could always remember that snot. And then I'm looking like my grandma with my boobs falling all over the place. Good Lord. And now my freaking coffee's cold. All right, so we're melted. So we're going to pour. Why is it so amazingly satisfying? Why? And then we're going to do this. Love it. So good. We're just going to do one. So we'll just leave that there. Now I'm going to have to clean out my little melty moo. That's okay. Okay, let's splatter while we let this sit. I need to grab my big brown box. This is my big splattery box. So the question I have before we make a move, do I just want to splatter the background or do I also want splatters on my leaves and my bow? I actually think I want it on my leaves and my bow, don't I? Which means I should glue all that down first. Like we're just going to go all in and splatter away. So here's the tricky part. Everybody remember how this looked? Okay. I had a really nice arrangement there. Okay. Let's see if we can do it again. Oh, come on. This is a brand new situation. What's happening? It's probably clogged because I left it off the thing. Give me a minute. A second. Honeybee is out of their glue. And it's really messing with my life. You know what I'm saying? All right, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to go with it right here. And then we'll do these guys on top. I am not using the wax for splatter. I'm making a wax seal and we're going to use perfect pearls for splattering. I think using wax for splatter requires an OSHA certification. I feel like that is dangerous and it would be a really good way for me to end up at the ER because I am the world's biggest klutz. And that would cause my husband to most likely say mean things to me, like, what in God's green earth were you thinking using wax to splatter things? Hot wax. So, you know, I try not to give him a reason to question my ability to function as a grown person, which, you know, frankly, probably on a regular basis, we're both questioning each other. Oh my gosh, you guys didn't even remind me to tell you about the Parmesan cheese. You're failing. Okay, so let me tell you the Parmesan cheese story. How does that look? Do I need another leaf? How is that? Do I need this one or not? Ooh, I do. I do need it, don't I? So I told my husband to get Parmesan cheese, and then I put shredded after. He comes home with the green container of the Parmesan cheese, and I'm like, sir, we don't we don't eat that. I mean, this isn't really the whole story. He ended up stopping and getting the shredded cheese like I asked, but not after I berated him for getting the wrong cheese before making it home. Anyways, it was a whole thing. And I'm not giving the story justice right now because I've told the story twice and now I'm kind of tired of telling the story. So maybe before this ends, I'll give you the full 2020 version. Okay. So here's the bow. All right, now we're going to splatter. It's not a thing. Wax splatter is not a thing. Do not splatter wax. I don't think it's a thing. I think that's dangerous. Okay. Oh, here's our wax melt looks like crap. Okay, good. All right. We're winning. That looks like absolute turds. So, we're going to do it again. I mean, we're just going to do it again. What is this? What is this? This is not, I'm not putting that on anything. It's going in the garbage. Okay. So let's heat the whole situation back up. Okay. We're going to just try again. When at first you don't succeed, you don't have a cow, you just try again. Saying it for myself. Just saying it for myself. Okay. Ouch. Okay. It's hot. We're going to do 4 wax melts because I feel like there wasn't enough wax melt. I know it is fun to watch it melt, isn't it? I'll make sure it's in the view. How about that? 2, 3. Come on, for Pete's sakes. All right. We have a little residual there. So now we're going to do 2, 3. Do we think with the residual plus 3 is enough? Oh, remelt it. Oh my God, Andy. Andy's the smartest person here. None of us thought of this except Andy. What the world? Andy, you're so smart. We'll remelt it. We'll make 2. Okay. And I'm going to pull another one of these out. We'll see how this goes. Remelt it. God, we're special people. Okay. Let me do the splattering now. Cuz I got to do the splatters. We got a lot happening here. Hopefully we don't burn the place down. Let's hope for that. Okay. I'm trying to keep an eye on the wax. Does anyone else feel like I'm doing too many things at once? Because I'm starting to feel that a little bit myself. Like this could end in possible problems. Okay. We're getting melted. We're almost all the way there. Okay. I got my Ranger brush. And now I need a little water. I don't have water. Yes, I do. Where is it? Here it is. Got my little H2O spritzer here. Okay. All right. Remelt it. Andy says, remelt it, you idiot. And then I'm spritzing in a cardboard box. So this makes no sense because and I'm flinging everywhere. Because we're gonna burn the wax if we don't pour it. Oh, this is much better. This is how it should be. There it is. Leave it and don't look at it. Nobody look at it. Okay. Are we good or should we splatter more? I feel like this is pretty good. You got to look away from the wax melts situation. How do we feel about that? Do we feel like we need more than that? I don't know. I think we're good. I have nothing to clean my brush off with, so it's going to stay dirty as I'm ill prepared for crafting. Splatter is magic. I concur. I don't know what it is. It's just so good. So good. It just makes everything better. Put this back. Okay. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Look at that. Look at that little guy. Okay, now, how do we feel? He's too big. It's too big. It's too big. We can't use it. We can use it on the outside of the card. We could use it on the envelope. It's just way too big. It needs to be smaller. I have feelings. I have a lot of feelings happening right now that I'm trying to decide what I want to do. First of all, I feel like we should just melt more stuff because we can. So let's do that. Get in there. Yeah, the deer wax, this is cute. It's not working for the card. It would work for the card if I would have done something differently. But like if I would have like torn some, I'm having ideas and I feel like I need to make another one. So like, here's what my idea. If I would have torn some paper and then put this on it and then put like the sentiment and just had this as the background, not with the bow. So now the question is, here's the question of the day. How do we finish this card? Because now it needs a sentiment, right? Or does it not? It's okay. We could just do this. Could we just do this? I mean, that's beautiful. I feel a little like it needs to be trimmed down, but I didn't trim it here, so we're stuck with that. I'm having some feelings now. Like maybe we don't need a sentiment, or maybe we just need one like coming out right here or down here. I don't know. We could stamp one. Here's what we could do. We could stamp a sentiment and just see how it looks. No sentiment. I would leave the sentiment off. Okay. Those girls right there are part of my Ray and Andy. I have to listen to them because they're like they're in my membership and they're mobster gangster girls, and they'll be like, if you add a sentiment, we're coming for you. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to leave a sentiment off so I stay safe. Okay, but let's make another wax melt because we have enough out to do it, and why not? That is cute though. That would be really cute on the back of the envelope. You know what I mean? Like when you seal it. Look. How cute. Okay. Let's move on with our lives. So we've made a card. We're done. We're done with that. We're going to blow this out. Try not to burn me. Done. We're going to set all this aside carefully because it's all still very hot. And I don't want to burn myself, actually. How fun that I already had that die cut and pieced together so we could just make a quick card. Love it. Turned out really cute. All the way from Tennessee, that's right. She would come over here and bop me one. Do we feel like it needs, why can't I leave it alone? Do we feel like it needs bling? Like maybe some pearls? Gold? No? Maybe? Tell me if I need bling. I really have a hard time just leaving things alone. Okay. So this wax melt turned out weird because I did it in the well. So I'm not going to use it, but I'll stick it. Look at this. I'll stick it right in here because then I can just remelt it because Andy, aw, thanks for becoming a member, Tammy. Very sweet of you. I feel like it's hard for me to do a card and not, okay, these are hot, Wendy. Don't touch them. Let me get them away from me before I hurt myself. Okay. Thank you so much. When I saw that pop up, I was like, oh my God, I got a super chat. I think I've only ever gotten one super chat. And so you did one even better and joined my membership. And that's so sweet. Thank you. Okay. So there's that card. And we made a wax melt and we got to watch wax melt. That's super fun. No bling. Okay, I'm leaving it alone, Andy. I'm leaving it alone. I'm walking away and leaving it alone. All right, some stuff is just more beautiful left alone. You're right. Okay, so now what else could we play with? Oh, we did cut all those sentiments though. Remember we cut all these out? You're right. It doesn't work. Not even a little season's greetings? No? Remember we cut all these out? Oh, not a ho-ho. No, we're not doing ho-ho. Sending holiday cheer. I don't know, guys. I know another gangster. You're right. Gangsta. You're right. We can't say it with the ER. That just sounds incredibly white of me. Sending holiday cheer. I don't know. Let's just put a chicken on there. Should we just add a chicken? No. Okay. All right. I'm moving on. I'm stopping. It is so pretty. It turned out so good. Okay. Now let's play with something else. What else do we have in here? We've got a lot. I want to do this. Okay, I've been dying to do this, and we've already started ink blending, so we may as well do this. This is their Very Merry set of 6 stencils. Okay, so there's layer numbers. So this is layer 1. Okay, we're just going to go for it. Now, the old JM, that's Jennifer McGuire. I call her JM. She doesn't know it. I don't know if she would care really, but that's what I call her. We're friends. She doesn't know it, but we're friends. Okay, so we're going to make decisions. So this is the little, what do you call these? Stars and a bell and a gingerbread. So I'm going to use my Altenew blending brushes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use my honeybee. So I have these teeny tiny honeybee. Let me show you. I've got these guys and then Altenew brushes, and I'm going to probably use a combo of both. So for these little tiny stars, let's pick a color. Let's get a yellow. Let's get a yellow going. How about squeezed lemonade? We'll see how that goes. Yeah, pretty. And there's gingerbreads also. So I don't want to do the gingerbread yellow. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the little toppers of the ornaments. And I don't want to do those yellow. I want to do those like a gray because I would want them to look more like silver. So that's why it's important to use like littler brushes so they're not getting over into your other stuff. If that makes sense. So the cool thing about their layering stencils is each layer has like the cutout, even though it's not cut out. Do you know what I'm saying by that? Do you know what I mean by that? I don't know if that makes sense. But like on my next layer, I'll be able to line all this up because I will put the star. You'll see. I'll stop trying to explain it and you'll see what I mean. Okay, I think I got everything. Now I need to do the bell. And the bell, I'm going to do this yellow, but then I'm going to come in with some shading also because the bell would be gold. And this is more of a brighter yellow. So now check this out. We'll come in with some fossilized amber and a little blending brush from Honeybee. And then we'll just blend in some fossilized amber, like on the side. See that? Can you see the shadow coming together? Looks so good. Okay. All right. So there's that. If you want to buy distress inks, by the way, you can get them from Honeybee. I don't know if you know this, but like the wax melts, the pearl, what is that? Perfect pearls. This all comes from Honeybee sells a lot of stuff besides stamps and dies. So there's a link below my video here in the description if you're interested in purchasing anything from Honeybee. Okay, so here we have this, and you're like, oh no, you know what? I just messed up because I forgot to add my, shoot. I forgot to add my gingerbreads. Hold on. See if I can get everything lined back up. I think I did it. And I still have to do the tops of my, what was I doing? I was really Just, I'm talking too much. Okay, there's that. And then we'll do Lost Shadow. All right, so I'm going to come in with Gathered Twigs. For this, the little gingerbreads. And then we'll use a little brush, a little tiny brush for the gray, which is the top of our ornaments. And the goal is for that to look silver. So hopefully it does. If it doesn't, oh, I missed a star. If it doesn't, we could potentially, I feel like I'm missing an ornament. Is there another ornament? Oh, right here. We could potentially use, what was I talking about? Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I was going to say, if this doesn't look silver when we're done, it's okay because I'll use like a pen, like a gel pen. Okay, here's layer 2. So now we're going to line the bell up first. And we're going to line up the gingerbreads and the stars. So everybody's lined up where they're supposed to be. I think that's pretty darn close. Okay, so now I'm going to go with, okay, so these parts are green. So we got the middle of a tree that's going to be a little bit darker green, I feel like. We'll do mowed lawn in the middle of the tree there. Okay. Okay. And then we'll do, I think we're going to do red for the candy cane. Let's use candied apple. I'll leave these out. Okay. Fantastical. And then I'm going to do red in the center of this ornament. Okay, and then this is open. So I feel like maybe I'll do red stripes. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else open? the top of this box. I'm going to do that in tumbled glass. We'll bring some blue into this situation. Some kind of like Christmassy, what I would consider like, I guess all blue can be Christmassy, but are we having so much fun? Oh my God, I'm having so much fun. Okay, let's peel this one off. Look at that. And now we're going to do trying to get all this lined up right. I think I did. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to do gray right here in these little bitty lines. Because I feel like this is something I will miss if I don't just do it right now. Okay. And then for the trees, I'm going to grab, what color is this? This is I need to cover some of these before I end up with a real mess. My trees, I'm going to do twisted citron on the top and bottom. Let me grab my lighter green. So fun. All right. Now, what is everybody doing for Thanksgiving? Let's talk about Thanksgiving. What are you guys doing? We're going to a friend's. I feel a little bad because I know my mother-in-law would love for us to come to her house. And I know my mom would love for me to be around or host. But we got invited to a friend's, and we just kind of like, Thanksgiving is our holiday that I feel like we kind of just do whatever. We don't feel like a super big draw to be with family. And I think that's just partly because of the way I was raised. And my family gathered for Thanksgiving, but it kind of ended up being the holiday where, like, if you had in-laws, you went to their house, because for Christmas was non-negotiable. Christmas Eve was non-negotiable. You know what I'm saying? You had to be with my family on Christmas Eve. This wasn't an option. And then Christmas Day, we do like in-law stuff. That's how it goes. So I'm doing mowed lawn at the base of these holly berries. And then I'm going to use twisted citron for the, so we're doing just, a little bit of ink blending here. Like, color blending to get, a little bit of a different look just for funsies. And I can see that my ornaments are a little bit off kilter, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. I'm not going to redo anything. Okay. Go in with some twisted citron now. Look at how beautiful that is. I just love that there's shading, you know? Just elevates the whole thing when you add like some cool shading. And you don't have to do it for everything. Like I haven't done shading for everything. There's just been pieces I've done it for, you know? This little elf hat down here is going to be twisted citron at the bottom, and we'll do red at the top. Okay, and then I'm going to do blue on we started a tradition to go to a place called Iron Springs. My parents come to. It's relaxing and dog friendly. Each of the family was required to bring a homemade dish. I love that. That sounds wonderful. Is there anything else? I don't think there's. Oh yeah. Oh no. Okay. I have to feel around to make sure I'm not missing something here, because I'm going to readjust for these little ornaments to make sure that I've got this on there correctly, because I could tell it was off by just a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to use blue. Where's my blue brush? Oh, right here. Okay. These might not be my favorite ornaments, but whatever. It's fine. By the time this is done, it's just going to be so fun and pretty. And then, of course, we're going to add other elements. So we're just not going to worry about it, are we? Don't stress, Wendy. Okay. Remove. And then this layer. Where am I at? Trying to get it lined up. And that obviously takes extreme focus on my part, because I can't. Clearly, I cannot multitask in the realm of lining up a stinking. Okay. Okay. All right. My guy has a bow, so we're going to come in with the red. Okay, there's his bow. We're going to do a red. Oh, God. I didn't realize. Yikes. I didn't realize I was doing the whole present. Okay. That's okay. There we go. Okay. Present. Red. We're doing the holly berries red. We're doing this bow red. And we're going to do red dots. It's a lot of red happening. And then this is going to be a red. Nope, it should have been a darker red bow or blue bow or anything but red. Yikes. Okay, fine. We're just going to. Too late. I committed. So I'm just going to go over this a few times to make it really dark. And then, of course, the Santa hat's red. And then the elf hat is going to be red. It's a lot of red. It's Christmas. Christmas has a lot of red. I'm going to make this red. I don't even know what it is. Got another candy cane over here. I'm going to make it green. Just because I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by all the red. Okay. There's one up there. Candy cane. And I think that was one a few back that I didn't get. Those aren't open. This is open. Let's make it green. And then we got to make, well, I'm going to use gray for the stocking toe but I'm going to try to not like fill it all the way in because I actually want it to be white. So I'm just going to go around the edge a little bit, see how it looks. Kind of a soft, okay. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. We have 2 more to go. Ugh. Starting to feel a little bit stressed out by this, if I'm being honest. Okay. It's coming together. It's coming together. Hold on. Let me cover these before I stick my arm in stuff. And then it's going to be a whole disaster. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're going to line this up. I think the part about these layering stencils, okay, there's multiple facets. I love them because I feel like you can be creative and do your own background and your own colors. I struggle with them because I struggle with the lining them up. Like, even though there's guides on here, I'm like, am I getting it in the right place? Am I doing this correctly? You know. Okay, I think I did good. All right, so now I'm going to do this. Oh, okay. So the stocking, I think I'm going to make it. Should I just make it red? I think I should just make it red because it almost feels like I need another red right here because we're heavy up here with the red. So it almost feels like I need to balance it out. So we're just going to do red. And do a traditional stocking. Okay. Can you guys hear that frog? There's a frog outside my door croaking, making his little croaky sounds. So cute. Okay, tumbled glass for... Oh, that's a pain. Okay. I got to be really careful because I don't want to make the top of my bow blue. Needs to be red. needs to be a lighter red. So I'm just going to use what's already on the brush, but I want the lid of my box to be blue. Okay, now I'm going to come in with this guy. I'm not adding any ink to it because I want it to be lighter. And then this one, I want it to be darker, I feel like. Okay. Now I'm going to make this other ornament blue, also top and bottom, kind of to match the other ornaments that are red and blue. We'll do green and blue. Okay. We need to put some red here. Is that open? Something. Yeah. Yes. Okay. That's not open. I have to feel because I'm blind as a bat. I can't see. Okay. Here we go. Cute. Oh, was this open? No, it wasn't open. Okay. We have one more. All right, here we go. The top of the stocking, the bottom of the Santa hat. Oh, I forgot to add some elements here. Okay. Oh, it's okay. We're going to do it. This is really a pain in the hooter, in case you're wondering, to line these up. Just because I'm stressed about it, not because it's really that big of a deal. It's me. I'm the problem. Hello, it's me. Hi, it's me. Okay. We have a multitude of things to deal with here. All right. We've got to add some gray to the top of that was probably a little much. Okay, done. Then we got to do the same thing here. And then we should have been adding, I'm realizing we've missed some of our brown. We'll just use this one in our gingerbreads. So they got their little arms and feet, have little stripes. So we're adding that in. And then he's got actually little hairs and an eyeball. Okay. Oh, I missed some gray for this guy. His little bobble hair doobie bobber. And then we have Christmas trees. So we're not doing a different color. We're just going to go back in with the red and do it darker. So it's like a monochromatic situation on both. And then same for our little stars on our other ornament, which is green. We're going to just go in with green and make it darker. Okay. And then on my holly berries, it's asking me to do a little dot. That dot should be like a white, really, like a highlight, I think. Well, it's probably should be darker. Let's do it darker, and then we are gonna white gel pin the crap out of this situation. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We're gonna have some fun. Okay. So did that. Got that one. And then the trees have little holes so you can add to those. Oh, and we also have a space here that we need to use gray for the tops of the ornaments. That was stupid. So let's do that. Again, we're trying not to overdo the gray. I think that's everything. Oh, no, it's not. All these little starry, bursty things, those are going to be blue. Because they can. Okay. So here we go. Starry, bursty things. They're snowflakes is what they are. Trying really hard to not get red mixed into this off of the stencil. How cute is this? And then we're going to add, oh, shoot. Close. I just got a low battery message. Oh, no. Okay. I'm getting a phone call that's fairly important, but it's going to have to wait. Okay. All right. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. Okay. So now the big reveal. How absolutely adorable is that? Now we're not done because I want to add some white gel pin details and some bling. So I want the trees to have bling. There were little dots where you could add, but I'm going to do it with these little pearls instead. And now we have another background. Honeybee stamps. The link is below the video, Shelly. So in the description box, there's a link that has my Honeybee link, and you click that, and it's going to take you straight to Honeybee with all of their fun, festive Christmas stuff. I know. Talk about a wow factor. You're right. So then we're going to add, look how cute this is going to be. I'm just going to do like 3 on each tree. So freaking cute. Easy to make. A little bit time consuming. I mean, let's be honest, a little bit time consuming, but that's okay. You know, everything doesn't have to. And then look, we can add the bell could have like, these fit perfect. I'm only going to be able to do 2 because the other 2 go off the edge. And I don't have a way to like cut these. So that's okay. Okay. So cute. Now let's grab a white gel pen. Where's my white gel pen? Wendy. I do way too much moving things around, and then it really becomes a problem for me. All right. I like to use a jelly roll. I'm gonna make sure, yep. So this is going to go, first of all, I'm gonna just add a little here because these lines, I did get a little bit of ink on those. So that fixed that. And then look, we're gonna just add a little white dot on these guys. And then we could totally polka dot this hat just for fun. I'm kind of just showing you guys like different ideas right now that you could do to like dress it up, make it your own, change it a little if you want to. It certainly doesn't need it. It's just some ideas, right? There, some white gel pens. Fun. So that's that one. And then we could literally, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to just do this. Wait for it. Where is my trimmer? There it is. I did kind of have the stencil going off the edge up here, so I'm going to actually trim this down by 1/4 of an inch at the top. Maybe I'll do an 1/8. 1/8 at the top and an 1/8 at the bottom. 1/8 at the top, 1/8 at the bottom, and then an 1/8 from each side. So we're essentially trimming it down to 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. It started as a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right. So now we've trimmed it down, which really kind of buttons up the design even more. Love it. And now I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock. I'm going to use some Spellbinders cardstock, maybe, hopefully. Yeah, let's use Poppy. So this is also sold, Spellbinders cardstock is also sold at Honeybee Stamps. You can get the full 48 color pack over there. I'm going to do a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. This freaking phone. Okay. Hey, kiddo.
We had Purdy back for 4 minutes and we're 13 now.
What?
We're 13 now.
13?
Oh, the football game.
Oh, sorry. I'm in the middle of a live. I'm not thinking about football at the moment.
I'm just very excited.
Good.
He's finally back and it's like, we're 5.
I know. Did our game just start?
We're 5 minutes into the quarter.
Sweet.
First quarter.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm about to wrap up.
Okay, we're kicking butt. Because Purdy and Kibble are having their...
Doing awesome?
Yeah, they're like
cool.
Super magic.
Yeah. Okay, so there's my front. And if you go to the Honeybee website, they have a link right at the front that says like shop the Merry release or something like that. It's like all the new products. All of these things I'm using today are part of that, including like the Merry Moments. Oh, Merry Moments is what it's called. The Merry Moments release. These are on there, the stencil, all of that. So you can just click that and shop there. All right. Now I die cut last week. They came out with, let me show it to you. You guys saw it if you joined me last week, but they came out with this Simply Stated stamp set. It has all these sentiments, and then there's this die that just cuts them all out. So if you stamp them like all in black, then you end up with like all these sentiments. And so for this card, perfect example, I can now just grab a sentiment, and I have tons of options, and it took me 2 seconds. So you could just do a whole bunch of these and make a whole bunch of cards and then just sit and pick your sentiments. Look at from our family to yours. So cute. Okay, so for this card, I'm kind of feeling towards maybe Merry Everything or Holly Jolly. Merry Everything would be cute. Just right here at the bottom. It's not cute. Do we like that? Or there's Holly Jolly. Could maybe like go right here. So I'm using the rule of thirds. You don't want to put it right in the center. Well, it's actually kind of cute right in the center, isn't it? But generally you want to avoid that. Could go over here with the Merry Everything. I really like that. Maybe just Merry Christmas. What do you guys think? Do you have a preference? Sending Holiday Cheer. That's a cute one for this card. It's very cheerful. Just a cute little sentiment right there. You don't want to detract from the card. You know what I mean? From all the work we've done. We don't want to take away from that. Oh my gosh, you guys are the best. I love you all so much. So many sweet comments. The Merry Christmas. The Merry Christmas. Okay, this one. Holly says this one. Just right there. Is that sweet? I think that's sweet. I think that's good. We'll pop it up because why wouldn't we? And then my kiddo's home from church. I'm a heathen. I didn't go. I rarely go. That's a topic for another day. It has nothing to do with God. It's me. I'm the problem. Hello, it's me. I'm the problem. So here's what I also want to show you. There's dies that cut out all of these. So you could totally sit and ink blend all these and then die cut out a bunch of pieces. So that's an option. I need to take these in the house and wash them now. So those will be going in the house with me because they're filthy. And let's see. Okay, that one is perfect. Okay, we're going to use it then. Thank you. Let me put my paper away. You'll find that I am steadfast at putting things away. It's interesting. It's an interesting piece of my personality. Okay, so let's put this on here. And then I'm going to go spend time with my kiddo since she's home. I'm going to reheat my coffee. I'm going to watch the 49ers play now that Brock Purdy is back. Thank you, Lord. Whew. It was getting dicey. Things were getting ugly. And then I'll probably be back out here later to craft. If I get a wild hair up my hooter, I might go live again today. I would not hold your breath. It's 1:30, but I'm just saying it could happen. So, if you're hanging around, maybe you'll catch me again. Because this is so much fun. But now I feel like I have to go be with my kiddo. I shouldn't say it that way. I don't feel like I have to be with her. I want to be with her. And that is more like a brown and not an orange. So let's recap. We have all these fun things. We have this one that you guys won't let me add a sentiment to because you're bullying me. We made a wax melt to go on nothing. We thought it was going to go on here, but that looks stupid. So we're not doing that. And then we colored a gingerbread. How fun was this? This might be my favorite live I've ever done because we did so many different things and I felt super low stress and I didn't feel like I was having to commit to anything. You know what I mean? We just played. We just made stuff. So fun. So fun. My phone that I'm recording with is about to die. My microphone's probably about to die. My keyboard that's connected to my computer is wireless, and now I'm getting a message that says it needs to be recharged soon, or it's going to croak. Thank you to Honeybee for sponsoring today's video. If you want to shop with Honeybee for your Christmas card making, I would highly recommend it, not just because their products are amazing, but because they are a heart of gold company. They are the kindest people. I love them so much. And I love the owner. I love Lisa who works there. I love the design team. Brandon Schwartz is incredibly talented. Bobby Lamanke, I don't, so freaking talented. Kelly Taylor, there's tons of talented artists working for them. Lydia Fiedler, just so many. And they're just, they were my dream company to work for. And they are the only company I still do anything for that like is dedicated. I work with other products. I do things with other products, but they're my favorite. They're just my favorite. I love them. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you go make a bunch of things, make some Christmas cards. And if you do shop with Honeybee, I would really appreciate it if you use my link. But of course, you don't have to. I'm just happy if you purchase their products. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.